The terms witch and witchcraft have slightly different meanings in different fields of study. Contrary to popular belief, a male who studies the craft is known as a witch and not a warlock. Warlock is the name given to the traders of a coven. Historians of European witchcraft have found the anthropological definition difficult to apply to European and British witchcraft, which does not match African models. The presence or absence of magical techniques seems to have been of little concern to those participating in witch trials, and some of the accused really had attempted to cause harm by mere ill-wishing. As in anthropology, witchcraft is seen by historians as an ideology for explaining misfortune. However, this ideology manifested in diverse ways. There were a few varieties of witch in popular belief, and a few types of people accused of witchcraft for different reasons. Richard Kickhofer places the accused into three categories: those caught in the act of positive or negative sorcery, well-meaning sorcerers or healers who lost their clients or the authorities' trust, and those who did nothing more than gain the enmity of their neighbors. To these Christina Larner adds a fourth category, those reputed to be witches and surrounded with an aura of witch beliefs. Eva Pox in turn identifies three varieties of witch in popular belief. The neighborhood witch or social witch, a witch who curses a neighbor following some conflict. The magical or sorcerer witch, either a professional healer, sorcerer, seer or midwife, or a person who has through magic increased her fortune to the perceived detriment of a neighboring household, due to neighborly or community rivalries and the ambiguity between positive and negative magic. Such individuals can become labeled as witches. The supernatural or night witch, portrayed in court narratives as a demon appearing in visions and dreams. Neighborhood witches are the product of neighborhood tensions, and are found only in self-sufficient serf village communities where the inhabitants largely rely on each other. Such accusations follow the breaking of some social norm, such as the failure to return a borrowed item, and any person part of the normal social exchange could potentially fall under suspicion. Claims of sorcerer witches and supernatural witches could arise out of social tensions, but not exclusively. The supernatural witch in particular often had nothing to do with communal conflict, but expressed tensions between the human and supernatural worlds, and in Eastern and Southeastern Europe such supernatural witches became an ideology explaining calamities that befell entire communities. Under the monotheistic religions of the Levant, namely, Christianity and Islam, sorcery came to be associated with heresy and apostasy. Among the Catholics, Protestants, and secular leadership of the European late medieval/early modern period, fears regarding witchcraft rose to fever pitch, and sometimes led to large-scale witch hunts. Throughout this time, it was increasingly believed that Christianity was engaged in an apocalyptic battle against the devil and his secret army of witches, who had entered into a diabolical pact. In total, tens or hundreds of thousands of people were executed, and others were imprisoned, tortured, banished, and had lands and possessions confiscated. The majority of those accused were women, though in some regions the majority were men. Accusations of witchcraft were frequently combined with other charges of heresy against such groups as the Cathars and Waldensians. The Malleus Maleficarum, a famous witch-hunting manual used by both Catholics and Protestants, outlines how to identify a witch, what makes a woman more likely to be a witch, how to put a witch to trial, and how to punish a witch. The book defines a witch as evil and typically female. In the modern Western world, witchcraft accusations have often accompanied the satanic ritual abuse moral panic. Such accusations are a counterpart to blood libel of various kinds, which may be found throughout history across the globe. L.